What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. We are doing inventory today. Felicia does all of the checks and refills the floor, and I make these videos every single Monday. This channel, if you're new here, welcome. We own a grocery store. It's been about just over 3 years now. We show you all the ins and outs of owning a small business, how to manage your personal finances, how to buy equipment to run your business, etc. We're all about small business, I guess, on this channel. So if you're into any of that, please subscribe down below. We try to do 1 to 2 videos a week, every single Monday. And yeah, it's been a ride. It's been fun. But today I'm revealing to you guys something that finally became pretty official, at least in my mind and Felicia's mind. It hasn't been completely done on paper yet, but we've been struggling with this decision for so long. And it could be the end of this this physical location as we know it. Yeah, so this one's gonna be let's just get into it. So you know what I noticed recently with so many people who are trying to make something of themselves in any career, in any business, even if it's on social media, nobody wants to start at the bottom. And I'll give you my personal example here. Nobody wants to start at this level. Even when we first opened our door, people were questioning, why didn't you get a bigger store? Why didn't you get more space in the front for a huge patio? Why don't you guys have a full-on restaurant operation going on? If I was to do this, I would do it this way, and that way, and it would have been bigger and better. Nobody wants to start at the bottom because starting at the bottom isn't glamorous. There's nothing, awesome you can post about when you start at the bottom. See, this story, for an example, was a few tables, like I always mention. Everyone wants to start at the level, where they can walk in, dictate to employees what they want them to do, and then go build something else, right? That's just not how it works in any situation. Anything you start at the bottom, unless you inherited a business or a bunch of wealth from something. That usually doesn't happen. But you start at the bottom, whether it's a career, a business, a social media platform, the music industry. You always start at the bottom, and nobody seems to like starting at the bottom. They want to walk in and just be up here when you have to start here and slowly build yourself up. And we see it every day with our store to this day. Okay, but why didn't you guys open up a second location by now? People don't understand how much work and how much money goes into planning a store, even to this size. So, make sure you're realistic with, your starting point. Even if you're starting at a small farmer's market with baked goods, or, you're only doing it as a side gig for a while until you can replace your full-time income, you have to start somewhere. And the problem why nobody starts is because they don't want to start where it's embarrassing, where they have to flip burgers to make ends meet, or where they may not look cool on Instagram because they don't have a store the size of Walmart. Well, let me tell you something. Everybody starts at the bottom, okay? Walmart started at the bottom. They had one store, probably in the 60s, and then they expanded, and then they grew. But at the same time, the people on the outside will always tell you it's easier because they're not the ones doing it, right? Keep that in mind with everything you're doing, business related. There's going to be so many people telling you what to do and how to do it, and they've never done anything themselves. So, all right, I'm going to show you a little bit around this store if you're new, and we're slowly going to get into my next expansion section. So if you've seen any of our videos before, you've noticed that we've slowly, piece by piece, put this store together. We pretty much started with almost nothing, and we kind of added a shelf here, a shelf there. Any profit we made, we put back into our business, which I always recommend to reinvest into your business before pulling out a salary. That's a whole nother video on its own, but you see, like, these coolers never existed. This aisle pretty much never existed. It was basically a few little tables of apples and oranges, and you got to start small, and we're still very, very small. And now we're wondering what's next for us. Do we want to stay at this level for the next 20 years? Yeah, that's comfortable. We can work our ass off and make some decent money and be comfortable and never really kind of grow from there. or do we see the bigger picture? Do we look at the overall lifespan of what this place could possibly be? Do we dream bigger and see what else is out there besides this small 1,600 square foot business that we're doing? There's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing great about it. It's just very mediocre, and we're ready after about 3 years to start thinking bigger. And that's what I always try to encourage to anyone getting into a small business. Never get into the mom and pop mindset, because it pretty much puts you in a box that you're never going to get out of. If you think, I'm here, I'm good, this is the only risk I want to take in my life, you're really just kind of running in circles and you're never really getting anywhere. So this is obviously going to be a huge project for us. Over the next coming months, you're going to see how we finalize it, go through the leases, try to get a good value back from this store, try to work with the landlord to see if we have any benefits or expenses that he can possibly help renovate, because at the end of the day, it's still his space. And then we'll try to negotiate down the square footage, the price per square footage, and we're going to take you through that whole process. If you were ever thinking of leasing a space or starting a small business by renting a unit, this could be a good video for you to watch, and possibly subscribe to our channel, because we're going to be going through the whole process and showing you step by step realistically how it's going to be. I feel like I'm always walking onto this camera, like walking on to start talking to you guys, but it gives me a chance to kind of go over the store and see what it actually looks like from a different perspective, and I start straightening things up, because you want to make everything look perfect, make sure it's all ready to buy, everything screaming buy me, I'm the best product, pick me, right? You can't have everything looking like a mess here, or else people are going to kind of be turned off. Everything's got to be neat, organized, ready for purchase. Make sure everything's nice and straight. It looks good in the store, and people are more willing to purchase if everything looks nice and full. And so we always had the mindset, on what to improve, what to change, what to keep building. And at this point, if you haven't already figured it out, we've kind of expanded to a point where we can't grow anymore, we can't bring in more product, can't really do kind of what we want to do in certain spots of the store, because it's just too tight in certain spots. We're running out of space, and we want so much more product, so the next step is to expand. And we only got to this point after day in and day out, adding a shelf here, adding a shelf there, adding more product there, adding more product there. It was a slow growth, and that's what this channel is all about, to show you how long of a process entrepreneurship can be. To be realistic with you guys, it could be 4, 5, 6, 7 years before you get your investment back. In our situation, with everything considered, we're kind of lucky. We started making our investment back after about 3 years, and actually taking a salary out of this place. So we reinvested, we grew the place, we actually were able to live a decent, comfortable life at the first couple years of owning this business. But now we need to know what's next. We never want to stop thinking big. You never want to say, oh, I'm comfortable where I am and I don't want to grow anymore. And that's kind of what this video is all about. We want to kind of show you our next potential step into growing this place even further, and I'm taking a huge risk on it because I truly believe that we can succeed at a bigger level than this, and truly make a real go out of this place to kind of expand our wealth, kind of have a golden goose, as one of our customers called it. Our customers are actually someone commented, don't ruin your golden goose, get something else going. And trust me, I read all the comments that you guys provide, and any advice you guys have is always appreciated as well. So Felicia's kind of pissed because I'm not helping her with anything, but she doesn't know the true value of these videos yet, okay? If someone wants to comment down below, just say, please keep making these videos, to show her that there's more value in making these videos than stocking the shelves. Anyways, most of you are probably saying, why take on more risk? Aren't you guys happy here? More money, more headaches. But my intention with this space was to never stop. We always wanted to grow and expand and see if we wanted another location or a bigger location. The end goal here was not to build this place out, stay here, and just spend the next 30 years doing the same thing day in and day out, right? We wanted to keep growing. We want to keep dreaming big. If you stop dreaming big, I know it's going to be cliche, that's when you end up going nowhere. Why do you need to limit yourself to one thing day in and day out if you're not even really happy with it, or not even really making that much money to kind of justify how much you're working, right? Why not take the next step? If something is working to a good extent, and you know the business, you understand the business, you've done the research on what you should do next and what potentially should work, because at the end of the day, nothing is foolproof. Business is always a risk. I'm not afraid of risk. We fail, we grow. That's part of being an entrepreneur, and you come back even stronger. A lot of these things, may not sound 100%, logical to you guys, but this is the way you kind of have to think when you're an entrepreneur. What's the next step? How am I going to keep growing? And do your research and make the moves, or else what are you really doing with your life? Sitting in one spot waiting for something to happen? So let's go take a look at the next space. Yeah, we are planning on renovating this project within the 2021 year. I can let you know how much it's going to be. I have to take a look at it myself. Let's take a quick look. Yeah, I hope you guys won't miss this store too much, but it's pretty much right next door to it, so it makes the most sense for everybody. Yeah, as you can see, this place needs quite a bit of work. It's about, what, 4 times the size of our unit?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, this is a scary project, but that's all part of being an entrepreneur. Let's go back to the store. I'm going to tell you the numbers. All right, guys, we're going to wrap this one up here. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. We gave you a kind of a quick tour of what we're doing and what we're going to be doing next. Trust me, we're obviously nervous and scared about this next move, and we love hearing your thoughts on it. So if you made it to the end of this video, thank you, and please subscribe down below. We make a video every Monday, most likely anyways.